Hey, what's up guys? James here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what I see in Ripple's chart. Okay, so let me first show you this. Okay, so trading has been going phenomenally. I actually lost I think 2 or 3 trades this last week, but ended up in huge profit with a big trade on. We had one on XLM that did great. We had another one on, I can't remember what it was. We had a few trades that ended up really, really nice. So I wanted to kind of show this to you, and this is one of the biggest things that I've learned in trading. This is actually one of the first things that I learned was to really follow this concept, okay? So if you go to Google and you type in market psychology Wall Street and you go to Google Images, you'll find this image. And this is really how markets move, especially in cryptocurrency, because there's not a whole lot of like trader bots and algorithms and machines that are doing the trading, kind of like there is in Forex or stock trading. And so like crypto right now, at least right now, is like purely the emotion, like it's like purely emotional, right? And so you find these patterns like in all these coins are kind of presenting like the same market cycle and market structure over and over again. And it's like, it's interesting because when you get into trading, it's like the concept is obviously very, very simple, right? Buy low and sell high, buy low, sell high. Like that's how you make money trading. But when you get into the emotional part of it and actually trading, it's funny how your emotions like really come alive and are revealed. And we've had people, I've seen people in our group, 2 people will do the same trade and one person will follow the analysis 100% and the other person will think that they're in the same trade, but they're not in the same trade. Because what I've noticed is people will buy when we are encouraging that it's a buying time, but then when we start to encourage people that it's a selling time, people don't follow the same analysis. They hold on to it because of greed, and then once the price drops, they sell it because of fear. And then, just it presents itself over and over again. So you can see this pattern right here. And I'm going to go back to Ripple's chart. And I'll kind of show you this on the chart. So it starts out with disbelief, hope, the price is going up, there's optimism, there's belief, there's thrill. At the very top, there's this euphoria, and believe it or not, people are buying like crazy at the top. That's when people start to say, oh man, this thing might go ridiculous, like go to the moon, and we're gonna get rich, and then all of a sudden it sells off. And then what you see is it comes back up a little bit, and people think it just had to take a breather, and it's now like really going to take off. And then it goes into complacency, and then guess what it does? It just drops, right? It goes into anxiety, denial, panic, anger, depression. Then it starts going sideways. Everybody thinks it's dead. Guess what? That's when you want to buy, okay? So that's kind of like in Ripple, right? So Ripple had this, on the one-day chart on Ripple had this huge spike up. There's this euphoria up here at the top. The price drops, and then it takes this little spike back up. That's the complacency stage. People say, oh man, is this gonna go back up or not? Like, and then people are just, trying to figure it out. And then guess what? It just bleeds off. Then it starts going straight sideways. This is really the time to buy. This is when people think that it's dead. But one of the things I wanted to show you is in Ripple's chart that's very, very interesting, because I actually am bullish on Ripple. And I have to give a disclaimer, I'm not giving financial advice. I can't tell you when to buy or sell. But I personally am bullish on Ripple, okay? And here's kind of why. Like, here's something that's very, very interesting on Ripple's chart, and I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen on Ripple, but if you actually look at the chart, there's one thing that really sticks out. So if you look over here on the left hand side, now this already played out, but you see how on Ripple we have this it's just consolidating sideways, and then it kind of bumps up, and then it kind of makes this cup formation, okay? Kind of makes this cup formation, and then it goes, and then it spikes up. Okay, look over here on the right on kind of what we're playing out now on Ripple. Ripple was coming down, kind of had this cup formation, and then it popped up, right? Okay, and then if we go back up here, after it popped up, after it spiked, what happened? It came back down, kind of consolidated sideways and down a little bit. Man, same thing over here. after it spiked here, it kind of consolidated sideways and then down a little bit. All right. And then what happens is we have, and then you kind of have like another little cup formation right here. It's kind of maybe a little hard to see. Let me, if I can zoom in. You see how it kind of makes this little cup right here and then it pops? You have the same thing over here. It kind of makes this little cup formation right here and it pops. All right. Then you come back over here. After it pops up, then what does it do? It comes back down and then it spikes like crazy. Okay. So over here, it spiked. It came back down. And then what's next? As far as the history goes, what's next after this drop off? The massive, massive spike that went up like, and if you do the percentages on this, I mean, it was insane. Like even from here, actually that's the wrong one. I was shorting something earlier. All right, long position. Even if you go from here, man, this thing spiked 563% from that point. If you actually go down all the way to like the consolidation phase, it spiked over almost 4,000%. Almost 4,000%. Okay, so like guys, I am extremely bullish on Ripple. I actually bought some. I bought some a little bit here, and I'm sorry, right in here, and I ended up cashing out at like, I sold off right here, kind of towards the top, and then as it dropped, I bought some in this dip. I'm holding some at a loss right now, a little bit of a loss with Ripple, but I bought this dip right here, so I just believe that it's the, it's really just this point in the market structure where I believe that we're coming into this phase and it's going to start a whole new market structure, a whole new Elliott wave. And so I'm very bullish on Ripple. According to the chart, I know today it dropped down to 37.55. Wow. So it actually did drop down quite a bit today. I held it through that because I believe that the next market cycle is coming. And in cryptocurrency, it happens more times than not. If the analysis is, I mean, this thing happens over and over. It happens over and over again. So when I see this, I'm buying over here. Let me show you guys. Like, here's where I'm trying to buy. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. This is the buying side, right? This is the buying side right here. And then this over here is the selling side. Right? I don't know if I can change this one. Okay. So you want to be buying over here on the left, selling on the right. Again, these things just paint themselves over and over and over and over again. Right? Let me get this out of the way. All right, maybe not. Okay, so these things just paint themselves over and over. And guess what, guys? Like, it's getting ready to start again, I believe. I'm very bullish on Ripple. And you'll see this in so many coins in cryptocurrency. It's the same pattern over and over and over. And you look at this long enough and you kind of do some trading. If you just kind of study the charts a little bit, you'll start to see this everywhere. And then you'll start to be able to diagnose where you're at in the market cycle inside of a trade, So like really anywhere in here, over here on the right is in my opinion, that's where I've been buying, okay? Because we're in the accumulation phase. I believe it just popped, made a little bitty spike that's kind of telling us that there's a new market cycle that's getting ready to present itself. I mean, we see all this volume in here is pretty low. Then there's this spike in volume. Then it kind of comes back down. And then guess what? Right now there's this new spike in volume. And I believe that, we'll see what happens. But this is where I like to trade. This is how I've been able to make money in these markets, is by buying in these zones, by buying in the zone here in the green and then selling, selling off at the top or at the top of this red box. So anyways, guys, that's what I got. I thought that was a really interesting thing on Ripple, how if you look at the chart history over here on the left before it spiked, it's almost doing the same thing over here on the right, which is really interesting to me. We'll see how it plays out. But anyways, guys, that's my video on Ripple. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.